Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TLG Vlogs, and today we're going to talk about what 2022 taught me. We did this in 2020. We did a whole team recap, and me and Alan were speaking, and we said to ourselves, if you're not familiar with Alan, Alan is the one filming this video. He produces and edits all of our videos here at TLG Vlogs. And yeah, we said we forgot to do this in 2021, and it actually upset me. I said, you look back every year and you think about like the goals you want to accomplish for next year, but very seldomly do you talk about what the year actually taught you, right? Like what that 12 months, how that helped you grow, how that expanded your mind, how it made you feel, like the lessons that you've learned, the things that you're going to apply next year, how you're going to, scale your business or scale your life or accomplish things. So super excited to do this vlog, and let's get started. Topic number one, this has been the revolving theme on basically my channel probably all year, and I cannot probably stress this one enough. Communication, right? This year has taught me to communicate, not just internally, but vocalize, how you're feeling, having more in-depth conversations with the people that are super close around you. That's friends, that's family, that's business associates, that's everything, right? I feel like all success and all failure always lies in communication. If you can improve communication, you can improve anything. I believe communication gives you the opportunity to have the foresight to solve problems before they even get there, right? I have found this year that sometimes people let things build up, right? People super close to you let things build up, and they don't vocalize how they're feeling till they're at their breaking point. But with consistent communication, consistent lines of dialogue, you're able to kind of have that foresight to resolve a lot of those problems up front, which I think is huge in any relationship. Topic number two, this one's probably gonna come out of left field. Teach yourself the things that scare you the most. What does that mean, right? People are hesitant to engage or involve themselves in something that scares them, right? Maybe they're scared of doing video content, or maybe they're scared of taking photos of themselves, or maybe the internet confuses them, or social media confuses them, or advertising confuses them. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power, right? There's so many resources available in the digital era, right? Through audiobooks, through online videos, through hardcover books, press, whatever you want to kind of like engage yourself in and you just really evolve your brain. There's so many different routes for you to learn, right? Learning is everything, right? And when you have knowledge, you gain confidence. I can't stress that enough, and I'll give you a personal example. For me, something that was always like so foreign was SEO, right? Everyone would talk about SEO and how it's so important for growing your online brand and making sure that your website's ranking properly. And this year I just wanted to learn, right? And I watched so many videos, I listened to so many books. I was engaging with professionals, around the country about how they're growing their website, how they're growing their brand. And once I knew, I wanted more, right? Like something that scared me now became motivated to do more. So I can't stress that enough. Anything that's scaring you, anything that you just seems foreign to you, teach yourself it. You will improve drastically. This was probably the hardest topic that I'm going to have difficulty executing and portraying to you guys, because it's such a mind-wrapping topic, and I'm going to try my best to try to give it to you from my mind to my mouth to your ears. We're going to call it the truth of scalability. No matter what you're doing in life, you're growing a YouTube channel, you're going to the gym, you're starting a business, whatever it may be, everyone starts out with a goal, right? You're at zero and you want to get somewhere. So if you're, I don't know, let's just say you want to do real estate, right? Real estate's so easy for me to talk about because I personally do it, right? You're day one and you're like, you're watching people around you. You're like, I want to go from $0 in production to $10 million in production. And at that first, step, that first time doing it, maybe you lay out a game plan and you actually accomplish it. You went from 0 to 10 and you feel great about it, right? And year one's over. And now you have that what's next factor. You start getting that itch. You start getting that, okay, if I was able to go from 0 to 10, going from 10 to 20 shouldn't be that difficult, right? Because I know how to get to 10. So if I did X, Y, Z to get to 10 to 20 seems, possible. So you go out, you execute, year two, you get from 10 to 20. Now you're really going. Right now, a lot of experiences have happened. Now you have a lot of knowledge. Now you have a lot of power. Now it's time to go from 20 to 40, right? Because now you're used to 100% scalability. You're used to 100% gain, right? So now you set out a game plan. Maybe you bring on some people. You bring on administrative support. You try something new. You do new advertising. Do new targeted advertising. You find a way to get from 20 to 40, right? Now you had a big gain. And this process continues and continues and continues and continues, right? And now eventually maybe you get to that big benchmark, right? Maybe you're at that $100 million in sales. And for the first time ever, you haven't failed. You said to yourself, I, year after year after year, have been able to replicate 100%, 80% gain, whatever the number may be. Now you're ready to go from 100 to 200. But now you realize to yourself that you've set the bar to a point so high, right? There's so many people depending on you. There's coworkers, there's colleagues, there's friends, there's family. Everybody's watching you. There's this quote that said, if you set yourself on fire, people will come to watch. There's so much truth behind that, because when you create a persona of yourself of success, people don't care about what happened yesterday, right? People don't care about your yesterday success, about your last year's success. They want to see what's next. They want to see if you have the ability to really get there. Okay, you did $100 million in sales. If you do $100 million in sales again next year, they're like, you did that already. What's the big deal? You did exactly what you did the year before. You did exactly what you already know how to do. How do you get that growth? And that is a really, really harsh reality. I mean, I've personally experienced it, right? Year after year, incremental growths, and a lot of times like big growths. But for the first time ever this year, I mean, you'd probably be watching this video saying it's crazy, but it's mentally, it's wrapping. It's a realization, right? Instead of having maybe an 80% growth or 100% growth, you only have a 20% growth or 25% growth. And I bet anybody watching is like, that's still fantastic. But people are always like, your mind, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're somebody that's trying to get to that next level, if you're trying to make, your print in the world, you're trying to become the next big success, 20% growth, 30%, that's not good enough, right? You want 100%. You want to be able to replicate the same results. But you have to realize, like, when you get to a certain point, that scalability is difficult, right? And it requires a totally different version of yourself. And what this year has taught me more than anything else is for you really to make those 100% gains or those 80% gains or whatever really it is that you're trying to accomplish. You have to become a totally new person. You have to evolve so much to be able to get from, point A to point B, because those same 100% gains, I promise you, are not the same, right? Going from 10 to 20 is not the same as going from 100 to 200. And that applies to anything you're doing, whether you're growing a YouTube channel, whether you're going to the gym, whatever it is, whether, you're at a certain physique and now you're trying to get to this point and get to that point, it's not the same. And let me prove that to you, right? We're going to use the physique as an example. Let's use the same trajectory. Somebody that's, started at zero and has worked out consistently, implemented, diet, implemented trainer, implemented everything over the last 5 years to get to a certain point. And now they want to prove to the world that they want to showcase themselves. They want to showcase to the world that they're at a certain physique. And when you're at the highest level, right, like Mr. Olympia, and you have these, 3, 4, 5, I don't even know how many, guys and girls on stage, and you're watching them, they're obviously all in amazing shape. I mean, they undoubtedly for the whole world are in the best shape. But the difference between, person A and person B winning is like the smallest minute detail. It's not a matter of this person had, looks that much better than this. The separation is so minor. Like if you look at like Usain Bolt winning a race, it's not by a second or 2 seconds. It's by like milliseconds. But really, like that growth, that ability to scale is in such small decisions and such small details, but they matter so big. All right, we are on our final topic. Something that I recognized more so this year than any other year is taking action on problems, whether it's in your personal life or in your business, as quickly as possible. Get in front of a problem as quickly as possible and never taking a shortcut to that problem. More so if it was business related or you were running an organization and you have multiple people and there's multiple personality types and there's so much that goes into it. And if you're running a business, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You hire somebody that you think you're going to that person's going to delegate certain things that you don't have the time to delegate. That you don't have the time to manage or maintain anymore. So you bring somebody on, right? And sometimes maybe there's red flags, maybe there's signs, maybe there's issues, but a lot of people don't want to disrupt the system or disrupt the water in lieu of maybe taking care of the problem right away, right? They'd almost rather let the problem sit there and hope it goes away and shove it to the side than actually get in front of it and take action on it right away and solve whatever it is, right? Whether it's firing somebody, whether that's improving the system, whatever it is. It's so important not to let that problem evolve and get worse. And I'm gonna give you an example. Maybe you don't have a business and maybe this is a little bit foreign to you. Let's use like a tire analogy. Everyone, for the most part, drives a car, right? Or knows what, tires on a car. So if you're driving a car and you have a slow leak and you go to the tire shop, and the tire shop tells you like, hey, we really don't recommend plugging this. It's in a really bad spot. The tire has low, tread to begin with. It's going to be a temporary solution. It's going to cost you, $30 to plug it. We really recommend replacing the tire. Maybe you're in a bad financial position, or maybe you don't have the time, or maybe you don't want to think about it. You're like, you know what, just plug it. I'll roll the dice, and when it's time for it to go flat, I'll just replace it and spend the money then. So you plug the tire, the slow leak stops temporarily. You keep driving the car, and one day you're driving that car, and you're on a major intersection. You're on the highway, and you're going to a really, really important, event or a really, really important business meeting, and finally that tire decides to give out and go. And in that moment, your mind says, wow, I should have listened to the tire shop. I should have saw the signs. I should have known. I should have spent the $300 and put a brand new tire on. Now I didn't spend the $300, and now it's cost me this concert, or it's cost me this event, or now it's cost me a business relationship. That's the same exact thing with your business. Don't put problems in the corner. Take action on them right away. Don't let things grow. Take full responsibility for your organization and your business, and really, really, really just perfect your system, and don't take any shortcuts. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of TLG Vlogs. I hope you found these tips valuable. I hope you're able to implement this stuff in your life. Maybe you can relate to my YouTube community. If there's things you learned, I want to know. I think life is about learning. Life's about engaging. Life's about hearing experiences from other people, and really helping us kind of all, grow and get to the next stage. So once again, we appreciate the support. I am so excited to deliver amazing content to you guys in 2023. We have so much in store. We have so much planned, and we're just super fired up about it, and I'm excited to say the least. But once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of TOG Vlogs 2022. I'll see you later. 2023, here we go.